Temos tecnologia para criar um outro tipo de plástico, um plástico biodegradável.
И просто запретить, только лишь запретом. Я считаю, что можно.
Sería una cuestión de cambiar el material.
To produce the material that doesn't make harm to our nature.
Finding something else that is easily biodegradable.
Тэр байгальд нөгөө шингэхгүй мөлий уддаг. Тэрийг нэлээ төрөглүүлэх ч юм уу. Одоо ямар ч байгальд л үлдчихээрээ хор хөнөөл учраад байгаа штэ. Тэр талаас нь айгүй ажилламаар юм шиг санагдаж байна.
I think it'd be really neat if at some point there were large companies that actually did spend the money, the extra few cents per product to use the innovation that's there to make like dissolvable packaging.
I think there is a really big knowledge gap between everyday people when they think about what's causing the plastic problem. You know, if we create a material that is self-destructive and biodegradable on demand, how do you control it so that it breaks down at the right time? As opposed to when it's on the shelf, when it's supposed to be protecting the food item or the product. The packaging that is good at protecting a product is also something that will likely be so durable that it does not break down. So what makes a piece of plastic good is what makes it bad for the environment. I mean, plastic's only been invented about 100 years ago, maybe a little bit more. They've been massively used starting from maybe 50 years ago. Plastics are very expensive materials, they're miracle materials. The reason that we have, I believe, shifted in our perspective on plastic to this terrible thing we need to ban and avoid is the lack of technologies available to recycle this material. That's really where the problem lies. How do we move away from a linear life cycle of extracting oil, making plastics, and dumping it to a circular model? If you really look into the stats of what types of packaging gets recycled, majority of it is some form of PET, especially the clear water bottles. They can be recycled, I believe, at least 6 times because this type of plastic is very good and when it's put into a mechanical recycling system to generate a second generation product that is valuable. I believe it is, but the question is, should we? Because PET is, if anything, a simple material to recycle, like I mentioned. You can mechanically recycle it very well, up to at least 6 times. You can chemically recycle it now back to its basic precursors. It's quite high value. So I personally don't think the solution to the plastic problem is to make new things. That's actually exactly the opposite of what we should do. The solution should be to make fewer things and fewer types of things. So all the plastics in the world should be more standardized. Human behavior will play a role, for sure. Avoiding disposables is part of the solution, but it's a small part. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, no, if we fight this, if we fight the plastics, we'll win. And here's the reason for it. Plastics are not in our packaging today by coincidence. They're pretty much the only material that can perform in the way that we need them. Everything from our food to our medical, our medical products depend on this packaging. For all of us to, I would just say, have like the low mortality rate that we have, right? It's a very essential material in our lives. And the disposability of something sometimes is required for things to stay clean. But when you get to the point of, as convenient as like a straw or, a spoon, yeah, those things can go. We need to stop seeing garbage as trash, as something that needs to be buried away. Garbage is the same molecules, same materials as the things or the goods that we bought. We need to be able to fully circularize those molecules, and everybody needs to be able to contribute to that.